Can you lay down? Addie, lay down. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Karan again in the same outfit. Okay, so next video, this week's video is going to be sun salutations, and I'm going to add a little something in and use a block to work on our sun salute. So grab one of those, okay? Now, what I like using the block for, lots of different things, but is to bring the block and place it between the inner thighs to help us activate our legs more, our outer hips, our inner thighs, all the muscles around the hips to help stabilize everything, especially in the low back. So take that block and place it between your inner thighs, and you want to hug it. You don't want to squeeze it super tight. You just want to hug it. And then as you're hugging that block, push down into your feet and stand up really tall here. Make sure that chin is drawn in. The back of the neck is long. Turn the arm bones so that the palms are facing forward and the shoulders draw down onto the back. Take a couple of breaths here. Fill up the lungs, pause at the top. Empty the lungs. Pause at the bottom. Exhale all of the air out. Hug your block, and on your next inhale, stretch your arms out and up. As you exhale, dive forward. So hinge at your hips, keep squeezing your block, send your hips back, come down into a forward fold. You can have a block underneath your hands here as well. When we come into our forward fold, we want our weight to shift forward slightly towards the toes. You might even lift your heels up just a little bit here. On your inhale, come up halfway and straighten your spine. And as you exhale, fold forward. And this is where the block really helps. Squeeze the block, strong core, strong legs. Come all the way up to standing. Inhale and exhale, bring your hands down to your heart center. So let's do 2 more half salutes like that. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at your hips, dive forward. Lift halfway. Back of the neck long, exhale, fold. Squeeze your block, come up to standing. Inhale, and bring your hands to your heart center. 1 more like that. Forward fold. Lift and lengthen. And fold in. Rise to stand. And bring hands to heart. Now let's move on to Salutation A. And I'm going to use my block. It might be a little funky as we come back into our plank, so we might have to take the block out and bring it back in. So let's take the arms overhead. Dive forward. Lift halfway. Plant your hands. Just kind of waddle your feet back into a plank position. Now, you can certainly do this plank from the knees as well. I'm still holding on to my block. This should help with the strength and stability in your plank pose as well. So remember to go broad through the upper back. Press the tops of the shoulder blades apart. Bring the bottom tips together. And now we'll move through Chaturanga. Keep your shoulders really stable and strong. You can come to the knees and slowly, slowly, slowly lower yourself down. Now this first back bend, we're going to go slow. So point the toes, squeeze your block, press the tops of your feet down into the mat, and come up into a low cobra. Keep the belly pulled in towards the spine as you bend backwards. And as you exhale, Come back down to the mat. And now squeeze your block. Hug your arms in by your ears. We're going to push up either through all fours or through plank or modified plank. And then go all the way back to a downward facing dog pose. And stretch through the arms, stretch through the hips, stretch back through the sides. Breathe in, breathe out. And then look forward at your hands. Lift your heels. Now you can hop or you can waddle forward again. It's probably not the best word to use. Waddle. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Come up to standing. Inhale. Don't worry, we're going to lose the block in a second, but we're going to pretend that it's still there. Inhale. Let's do one more sun salute A with the block. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands and you can hop back to Chaturanga or you can step back to plank and lower down. Now squeeze your block and lift up into maybe a higher Cobra pose, maybe an upward facing dog. Squeeze your block, press the tops of your feet down into the mat. And then lead with your belly. Squeeze the block, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe. Feel the rise and the fall. Lift your heels, look forward. Step, walk, or hop forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Strong legs, squeeze your block. Come up. Bring your hands to your heart. Okay, so if you want to keep the block, we're going to do one more of those. Once you pull the block out, I want you to still imagine that it's there. Same action in the legs. Inhale. Exhale. Dive forward. Halfway lift. Plant your hands. Step or hop back. Inhale, Cobra or up dog. Exhale to your down dog. Breathe. Lift your heels, look forward. Step, walk, or float to the top. Lift halfway when you get there. Fold. Come all the way to standing. And bring your hands to your heart. All right, so we have 3 more salutations, this time working on Sun Salutation B. This one can get a little harder for some of us because we're throwing in some more steps, and it's really easy to get kind of out of breath. And what I really want you to focus on doing, the first one we're going to do, I'm going to do it slower than the other 2. And then we'll work on the next 2, going up to tempo, 1 movement per breath, but really working on trying to keep that breath nice and long and full, okay? So feel free to step your feet together if you want. We're going to sit back into a chair pose. Bring your fingers down towards the mat and then sweep your arms up over your head. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, dive forward. Lift halfway. Step back to plank, lower slowly so we move through that same sun salutation, up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog, we're exhaling all the way back. And then look between your hands and don't stretch your leg back behind you. Just pick up your right foot and step your right foot through a little more to the right side in preparation for Warrior One. So turn that back foot flat and push down into your feet with strong legs. Come up into Warrior One pose. So hips forward, shoulders forward, chest lifted. Exhale, reach your arms forward, plant the hands, and take another vinyasa here. Lower slowly, Chaturanga, up dog. Exhale, down dog. I'm going to pick up my left foot and step it through. Turn your back foot flat. Rise up. Warrior one. Lift the chest. Really push out through the outer edge of your back foot. And exhale, reach forward. Plant your hands. Take another vinyasa. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale to your downward facing dog. And take a couple breaths. Lift your heels, step, walk, or float to the top. Lift halfway. Fold in. Sit back into chair pose. And stand up. Hands together at the heart center, Samastitihi. So we're going to do the last two, one breath per movement. And so where it gets hard is that transition from down dog into warrior one. You feel like you're holding your breath for a really long time. So that's where, as I'm pressing the hips back into my down dog, in preparation to step forward into warrior one, I'm going to exhale, exhale, exhale super slow and empty my lungs out so that I have time to then step my foot through and then inhale into my warrior one. Okay, so let's give it a shot. Hands at the heart. Sit back, chair pose. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands. Take your vinyasa, Chaturanga. Up dog. Here it is. Exhale, down dog. Keep holding empty. Step through. Now inhale, warrior one. Exhale. Here's another hard transition. Keep exhaling as you lower Chaturanga. Inhale. Take your back bend. Exhale. Keep exhaling. Hold it out. Warrior one. Inhale. Exhale. Reach forward. Keep exhaling. Chaturanga. Now inhale. Exhale. And then slow everything down. Lift the heels, come to the top of the mat. Halfway lift and fold. Chair pose, inhale. Come to standing, Samastitihi, hands to the heart center. One more, just like that. Sit down and back. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana, standing forward fold, halfway lift. Take another vinyasa, lower. Up dog. Down dog, step through. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, reach forward, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, hold empty, step forward, warrior one. Exhale, Chaturanga. Up dog or Cobra. Down dog. Breathe. Lift the heels, step, walk, or float. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Sit back, chair pose, Utkatasana. Hands to the heart, Tadasana. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.